Oh my gosh! It's September again, everybody. It's September. We're back to school. Welcome to this podcast session with AutoChamp Wandelen. This is our 6th podcast session. I have to tell you all, I am so happy because right now there's a new Volvo model that's just been released. The new Volvo XC70. Can you believe it? I'm looking at pictures of it and I have to say, oh my goodness, what has Volvo done this time? Volvo, you have just released another interesting car that's basically, well, what it looks like an XC60, but just slightly grown up and modernized. It's basically like a Volvo EX90 with a combustion engine. It's so cool how they've gone about it. But at the same time, I'm actually really thinking, is this yet again another crossover SUV that's just built for the looks? Or is it something that's actually going to really, really change the way we look at things? Because right now, from where I'm standing, I see that something about the Volvo XC90 is changing. They just released another facelift, and I'm starting to worry, are they losing interest in the XC90, or are they just getting started? Are they just getting warmed up? Because when I reviewed the EX90, I felt like they were going to get rid of the XC90. I thought it was going to be like, bye-bye, XC90, we hope to never see you again. But no, they released a facelift, so Volvo's committed still to it. That's great, but now with the XC60, well, more like XC70 rather, but with the release of the Volvo XC70, and from what I'm seeing on the pictures, it feels like Volvo is planning to move the XC90 to a higher level, where they want the Volvo XC90 to properly compete in the premium segment against the BMW X5, the Audi Q7. So and then also the Mercedes GLE. I think that's where they want to push the Volvo to. They want to push the Volvo to the same segment as something like a Porsche Cayenne, maybe, in that regard. Whereas when it comes to the Volvo XC70, it feels like Volvo is trying to make it properly compete against the Mercedes GLC and the BMW X3, because if we look at these two cars, they really grew up so much. They really expanded a lot. Whereas the XC60 definitely felt smaller. It definitely felt like a different world. And I remember reviewing the facelifted XC60, and I remember saying that it looked dated, in my opinion. But but then again, it's still family friendly. It's still family friendly, guys. They did another facelift to it, even though it still looks dated. It is still practical to live with, and it's still family friendly. Now, when it comes to the Volvo XC70, I have. It was actually a model of Volvo that once existed back in the very late 2000s and in the early 2010s. It was actually supposed to be the cross-country, quote-unquote, cross-country version of the V70. Now, the XC70 was a nice little wagon, which, well, not little wagon, rather, but it was a nice wagon with a cross-country theme to it that looked stylish, that really had this nice premium look to it from a distance. I loved it. In fact, I'm going to make a confession to you all. It was one of my dream cars at one point. There's just something about the Volvo XC70 I appreciated so much. But for some reason, they got rid of it. And I think the successor to it would have been something like a V90 with the cross-country theme to it. And in my opinion, it was nice, but it just didn't feel like the same thing. It didn't really feel like a good compensation for what Volvo was offering before, guys. It was like Volvo saying, oh, look, I did this. Are you happy now? Are you satisfied? And that's where I'm like, nope, I'm not satisfied. I'm disappointed. But then again, I just want to tell you all again, I want to remind you all, this is just my perspective, my opinion. So don't take what I say as the gospel, guys, because I may be mistaken as well. I like the Volvo XC60. I think it's a nice crossover SUV by Volvo. It's one of the best they've come up with. In fact, I remember the first generation. It was really good. But I feel like the Volvo XC60 model have a curse of dating very badly, because I remember when the first one came out, it was a hot seller. But then 6 years later, that first one, the pre-facelift version, disappeared like instantly. And same story for the second generation. They disappear like very, very quickly, guys. So they move very quickly. That's the problem. Whereas that's not really the same case for the Volvo XC90. The Volvo XC90 still held up for many more years. So that's a plus. I'm actually quite impressed with what Volvo has done for the XC90. It's really, really impressive. I'm quite satisfied with the results for the XC90. So So the success of the XC90 was great, and lately Volvo has been releasing a lot of new vehicles to answer the electric car question. So this is really a big developments we're seeing, guys. It's very interesting what's going on. Now I have mixed feelings about it, honestly, personally speaking. When I reviewed the Mercedes GLC, I think it was one of the most promising mid-sized luxury SUVs currently available. It's really interesting how they've gone about it with the big touchscreen combined with the classic Mercedes charm. BMW, for the new X3, they went very techy. It went to a point where it kind of, they borrowed so many traits from the I series models. So where it's all soft touch and everything. It's cute, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, that's a bit too techy. But they did evolve a lot. They did evolve big time. Whereas when it comes to the wait, let me think carefully about this, because I had the vehicle in my mind just now. Audi Q5. Yes, I had the Audi Q5 in my mind. When it comes to the Audi Q5, it feels like they kind of lost the charm. It's not really the same thing as it used to be before. It has some classic Volkswagen Group problems in the context, like one moment you're greeted with some nice touchscreen and some flashy material, and then next moment you're greeted with some hard plastic. That's something I'm not exactly a fan of. But then to be fair, they also have some great advantages. Like when it comes to the Volkswagen Group, they have one of the best infotainment systems. They have one of the best steering wheels. They have one of the best of the way they lay out their interior. They didn't exaggerate with the touchscreens. They kind of tried to, you get the best of both worlds, okay? You get a techie, and then you also get it old school. This is kind of the thread Volkswagen has been walking. They try to balance things a bit. Whereas when it comes to Volvo, they took a big decision overnight. They changed a lot of things drastically, in my opinion, and the changes were good. They were positive, I'm sure, because they sell like hotcakes. Irrespective of what I say, I know that the new Volvos will sell like hotcakes because it's proof. Every day when I drive on the road, I know I'll see a brand new Volvo arriving. In fact, when it comes to the XC30, it sells like hotcakes here in Belgium. And same for the XC90, which is quite a nice electric 7-seater SUV. So I'm not going to be surprised about the XC70 if it will see the same success. Bingo, that's great. I knew this all along. Although I must confess, I don't really see much BMW X3, the new ones. They just don't really seem like hot sellers. So we will see what really becomes of them. We'll see where things go from that point. Whereas with the Mercedes, I was about to say BMW, oh my goodness. With the Mercedes GLC, it's a mixed story. I did see some, but just maybe not as much as I used to before. It depends. It's a really mixed story. Anyways, thank you for watching this podcast session. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below sharing me your thoughts of the new Volvo XC70. And is it a real Volvo, you think? Or is this yet again another Geely Group mishmash where you're going to see some Polestar trait, some Lotus trait, or you know it? Let me know what you all think, guys, because I'm very curious to know your opinions, all right? I will see you all next time, and take care of yourselves. Bye!